wanted to ask you a few questions today. First is, how distracted are you? Can you sit in silence and be okay? Our world has a lot of distractions, the phones, friends, activities. We always pride ourselves in trying to be busy. When was the last time that you just sort of slowed down a little? Put aside, turn off the notifications, put aside the phone, and you were just quiet. Is that uncomfortable? When's the last time that you went out in nature? To me, nature always speaks to me. It's pointing me to God, and there's some verses about that. Let me share some verses with you, because you're like, how is it speaking to you? Well, the Bible says that nature is going to be speaking to us. Let me read from the first few verses of Psalm 19 for you to think about. The heavens declare the glory of God; the skies proclaim the work of His hands. Day after day they pour forth speech; night after night they reveal knowledge. They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them. So they're not using any words, but they are still giving praise to God and pointing us to God as their creator and our creator. It says they have no words, no sound is heard from them, yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens, God has pitched His tent for the sun. It's like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. Isn't that true? A nice, beautiful day in the summer, you can't go outside and not feel the warmth of the sun, even though it's millions of miles away. So, God's creation, maybe you can take some time to try to go out in God's creation. Go to a forest, go to a river, go to streams, go to, if you're around any mountains. I can't be around mountains and stuff without just being in shock and awe. Because why? Because it points us to the creator of creation. It's supposed to point us and give us a mirror. It's just like a painting. A beautiful painting didn't paint itself. There's lots of order and intricacies involved in creation and also a painting. And so that painting points us to the skill and wonder of the creator that created it. So just like the heavens point us to God, so a painting would point us to the painter. This Psalm 19, it also makes me think of another verse. It's in Romans 1, starting in verse 18. And it's similar to the Psalm 19 about creation talking about creation pointing us to God. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. Since what may be known about God is plain to them, because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, being His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. Without excuse about what? That there is a creator that created creation. Creation is a mirror. It's pointing us to God. It's declaring His praises. It's crying out to us, saying, look and see, God is there. God is near. So that we can be without excuse. So let us not be like it says in the next verses, in 21 there, for although they knew God, they neither glorified Him as God nor gave thanks to Him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools. They exchanged the glory of the immortal gods for images made to look like mortal humans, beings and birds and animals and reptiles. And you're like, hey, come on, man. We don't worship any like little statues nowadays. No, we're a lot more sophisticated in the things that we worship now. As far as an idol is something that gets between us and God. It's basically the taking the place of God. It's very prominent in our lives. It's something that we kind of worship and we can't do without, and it gets in the way of God. It's a distraction many times. What's the sophisticated things we worship now? We worship possessions. We worship comfort. We worship our own pleasure. That's something that can be an idol. I'm going to seek my own pleasure, comfort, and no matter what God says, I'm going to run my own life. So can us being our own gods get in the way of the true God? Yeah. I would challenge you to go out in nature, be silent, put the distractions away. We can find God. He's near to us. But if we're distracted, we won't take the time to seek Him. We won't take the time to listen to creation and to know that He's near. The God of the Bible's near. You just have to seek Him. That's what I challenge you with today, friends. If you've been encouraged by this video, I'm going to be making some others. If you're encouraged, I would ask that you subscribe and maybe hit the like button. You can hit the notifications to see when I'm going to do another video. Also, if there's somebody that would be encouraged or challenged by listening to this, I would ask that you would share this video with them. Thanks for listening for today. Until next time.